what is a real blessing? What is the real blessing? Sometimes people ask monks for blessings, but what is a real blessing?
Well, I guess you can define it. A blessing is something that's gonna be beneficial for your well-being in the future. That's just off the top of my head to define blessing. So if you take that as a criteria, then you can see that actually fundamentally you are the only one who's responsible for your own blessings. You can't have somebody bless you. Well, you can have somebody bless you if somebody comes and tells you what to do properly, accurately, in terms of the mind development, in terms of the virtuous life, and that kind of inner growth. Yeah, that person is sort of giving you blessings, i.e. he's basically giving you opportunity to bless yourself. But most often people just resort to blessings as a form of superstition, which is the sole point of it is to cover up the existential anxiety. Fear of basically life, because you recognize that you're alive, you're bound with the life, you're bound with your attachments, with your wants, with your desires, with everything. But deep down you know you're not in control of it. At any second it can be taken away. So that recognition it's dreadful. So a person without any wisdom, without any instruction or guidance, would basically have to turn towards distracting himself from it. But sooner or later it starts to catch up, and that's when people become religious, superstitious, engage in all sorts of rituals and blessings and needs, just to cover up. So like, no, I will be fine. Because you recognize that fact that you're not in control right here and now, and that your future is uncertain, because you might not live next moment. But blessings, pertaining to your well-being in the future, you feel blessed now, you sort of smooth over the anxieties of the future. So you basically brings you some sort of peace. But it's not actually peace that kind of fixes the problem. It's the peace that comes from ignoring the problem, which is not really the peace.
So being virtuous, yourself being virtuous.
Yourself, keeping the acts of virtue, upholding the virtue, upholding the non-ill will, non-sensuality, non-hatred, non-slander, wrong speech, inciting violence, anything basically unwholesome, non-indulgence. You can be rest sort of assured that is a relatively universally accepted blissful behavior, so to speak. It will result in your future well-being, and that's what it's meant when like with the 5 precepts we spoke before. They would say, like the Buddha would say, it would provide you with confidence, and you have nothing to fear, because with these criteria that I'm upholding strictly of virtuous behavior, non-ill will, non-indulgence, and so on, you start recognizing it good as they are, and then you see, yeah, this would most certainly be good for me even in the future. So you have confidence upon it. So then you don't have anxiety or anything like that. Because why? Because you're not misbehaving. You're not giving in to anything unwholesome. So you feel protected with your own actions. And you can't ask for higher blessing than that. If the blessings would truly depend upon somebody else, which means you would always be at the mercy of someone else's will, which would bring you back to the nature of your anxiety as it is right now. Oh, you're not in control. You're at the mercy of elements, circumstances, accidents, and whatnot. You're in mercy of something else. So if you want real blessing, is the blessing that you can make a difference, you can sort of have an input in, and that's the blessing that I'm talking about, of a virtuous behavior. And there is nobody in between there, so nobody can take your credit away, nor can you blame anybody else if you don't do it. It's on you.
No one can take your blessing away.
Exactly.